Hey everybody, welcome back to Beyond the Block, the tutorial-based Let's Play series where I go over all the fundamentals in Minecraft while also exploring our ever-evolving world. I really appreciate y'all stopping back by today and hanging out with me. Now, in all honesty, have to give you a disclaimer right off the bat. So, if you haven't seen my Facebook or Twitter posts, which are the two major social platforms that I usually reach out to you guys with, I had a huge setback. The original footage for today's episode 4 was completely corrupted. I had some software issues, and unfortunately, it rendered all of the footage completely unusable. So I apologize for that. However, it was nothing that we cannot recoup. Today's episode is going to be all about resource gathering. In particular, we're going to go mining. I'm going to show you two ways that I like to gather my early game resources, like iron and coal. The first is going to be surface mining. Surface mining is what I like to call just finding these nice, easy surface caves, such as this one here that's right next to our little cozy cabin, and delving down into there. Now, unfortunately, ours does not go down very far at all, but some of the other ones I have seen around here do go down pretty far. So we're going to explore a couple of those, see how far down they go, and just see what kind of treasure we can get out of there. A second method is just going to be straight up digging down a staircase or potentially a mine shaft. I'll show you both ways there. And getting down to the lower levels of the Y coordinates in the world as fast as possible. Both ways work for their own right, depending on what you want to do, but I prefer to just go caving early game and do some surface caving. So let's get right back to it without any further ado. Now you're going to notice I do have an abundance of iron tools already down here from the last time that we played. And that's just because the original trip that I went on down here from the original footage, ooh, this is something new. Ooh, we have to be very careful there. The original footage had me mining up quite a bit of iron, so I've actually got all the iron armor and stuff too, but I'm going to go ahead and I put those away for right now because I want to put myself in your shoes. We're still early game, and I want to make sure that I'm showing you guys exactly what you should be encountering. Now, the only difference is that I know I have some pretty good tools here so far, but the difference is that mine are just going to be able to mine a little bit faster than yours if you're still using stone at this point, or even wood. Ooh, be very careful. Now, always make sure you crouch whenever you're looking over one of these edges right here. That will make sure that you do not fall off. You can scoot right up to it without falling off. We're just going to keep on moving. That's a little bit scary there. Let's see if we can find a better route in. Maybe over here? It looks like this tunnel leads into the other side of this little short ravine that we saw earlier. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually try to get down there. This might be a little bit risky, but I don't see any mobs that have spawned quite yet, so I think if we get down there early, we'll be alright. Now, I wanted to touch base on the sand here. You'll see that the sand is dripping these particle effects from here. That is going to indicate that it is affected by gravity. So if we were to hit one of these sand blocks or an adjacent block here, it's going to make all the rest fall. See there? So we need to be very cautious with that. If you happen to break one of these with it right above your head, you can actually start suffering from suffocation effects. Very similar to drowning. Got to be very, very careful with that. So don't ever knock this stuff down with you standing right underneath it or anything, guys. So let's see if we can work our way down here just a scotch. I want to show you guys a quick trick here too as I'm working my way down here. If you happen to have a bunch of sand piled up there or gravel, this trick works with gravel as well, you can actually keep the solid block underneath that one right there. Go another block below it. Go ahead and place a torch right here. And then knock that out. It's going to make all of that sand or gravel just turn right into blocks you can go ahead and pick up right away. Nice and easy. Alright, down here at the bottom we have a lot of resources that we can gather up, guys. This is absolutely fantastic. Look at all this stuff we've got down here. And we've also got a little friend. Goodbye. Ooh, alright. Take an aim. Let's see. I think if we... Yeah, just take a little bit of protection behind that block there. That'll actually dampen the blow a little bit from that creeper blast. So we'll go ahead and keep lighting this up a little bit. It's actually turning nighttime on the surface level there, but that's alright. We're down here underground and we have our own monsters to contend with. So let's keep going here, see how much of this ravine we can light up, and see if we can find anything cool down here. And one thing I did not mention, that guy right there did not spawn behind us. He actually dropped from up there. So when you're traveling through these ravines, be very cautious of not only the things right in front of you, but also the verticality, because there can be things that spawn on little ledges above you, and they'll end up seeing you and dropping right down on top of your head, and those creepers will give you a quick blowing up there. I'm actually going to go ahead and just keep mining all the way through the night, as much of this iron and coal as I possibly can. This is a perfect time to go ahead and get that done. All the monsters are up there. Now, they are going to be plenty spawning while we're down here working. So when we do get up to the top, we're going to have to be very careful. Make sure that we take a good look around before we just jump out, because there could be something waiting on us. But for right now, I think we're pretty safe. And this is one of the main reasons why I like doing these simple, just caving missions. Because look at all these just resources that we've gained already. I've already got 13 pieces of iron, and I've got well over a stack of coal. Not to mention all of the blocks that we're gaining. Now, we can't necessarily, if you're not aware, we can't craft all of these different blocks into tools and such. Like this diorite, this white-looking block that we're going to be mining there. We can't turn that into tools or anything. It's just a decorative block. So, but on future projects, you might want that diorite. So it's good to go ahead and start accumulating it now while you've got the chance. Oh, we have a skeleton friend, and he is going to hurt big time. We've got to go. He's going to kill us. Yeah, we cannot take that guy head on. Skeletons without a shield are very, very difficult, even with full health. So I think I'm going to go ahead and let that guy just take that cave. You can have it, buddy. I don't want it. We are going to tuck tail and run. Until you've got a shield, skeletons, in my opinion, are one of the most lethal monsters in Minecraft. Yes, the creeper can one-shot you. However, the skeleton is relentless. Shot after shot, their aim is usually pretty impeccable. They are very, very difficult to deal with. Now, when you get decently armored and you have a shield, that is a much different story. But for now, I do not like fighting those guys head on at all. So it looks like I see a little bit of dawn breaking. I'm going to finish up here, gather as much of this iron as we can, and then head back over to camp and reevaluate where we sit and try to make as much armor as I can. Because that, I know, is where you guys are going to be, and you're going to wonder, how much is this going to take? How much iron do I really need? Well, we're about to find out. Alright, dawn has broke. I think it is time to get out of here. So I'm going to pillar up here. Use this sand that I've got to finish this out. I almost dug all the way down there. There we go. Perfect. And we are out onto the surface level. Excellent. Now, these guys are husks. These guys are very similar to zombies. However, they do not burn up in the sunlight. So, we've got to dispatch this guy real quick. See you later, buddy, and let's get moseying back onto the house. Alright, so, back at the casa here, we've got a whole lot of stuff, guys. We've got a half a stack of iron, and we've got almost a stack and a half of coal. That is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to throw the whole stack of coal in there, get that iron smelting up, and as soon as that's done, then we can go ahead and start making some armor and a shield, because those are our priorities at this point. We have got to protect ourselves, because the deeper we delve into these caves, the more and more dangerous it is going to become, guys. Alright, with our half stack of iron, I'm going to go ahead and pull that out of there. It's going to give me abundance of experience. Now, it might give you a whole lot more because I'm already sitting at 22 levels. The higher that you are in levels, the more experience it takes to get to the next level. So, the amount of experience that I just got off that iron really doesn't accurately represent how much you're going to get if you're just starting out. So, now that we've got our iron, though, we've got some choices. Of course, you might want to go ahead and upgrade some of those stone tools or wood tools that you're using right off the bat. I always recommend that you go with an iron pickaxe early. We did that early in the series, and I usually make a couple, as you can see, until you start getting into later qualities like diamond or netherite, and then of course once you get some enchantments going. But we'll discuss that in future episodes. For now, let's focus on this iron that we just got. So I'm going to go ahead and make a couple pieces of armor here. I've already got my armor made, like I said, from the previous episode that was shot. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out of there, but I'm going to show you exactly how to craft this for yourself. So we've got our iron here, and if we wanted to make a helmet, we're going to go ahead and make that into the shape of a helmet there. If we want to do some boots, we can place that there. A chest plate is almost a full crafting grid, and the legs are very similar. So if you're wondering exactly how many pieces of iron it's going to take to craft that full set, it's 24. 24 pieces of iron will go ahead and grant you a full set of iron gear. I'll go ahead and equip mine that I had. Perfect. Looking much, much, much beefier. Now you'll notice, let me go ahead and sleep real quick before we get overrun, and then I want to show you about the armor down here. Now you'll notice down there in the bottom left above our health bar that we've got a brand new little icon. Those are our little t-shirts or our little armor breastplates there, indicating how fully armored we are. You'll see that even with a full set of iron armor, we're not quite all the way maxed out. If you want to max it out, you're either going to need a full set of diamond or netherite gear, but the iron armor provides a considerable amount of protection. Now, with your final couple pieces of iron, if you're still got some after crafting tools, go ahead and make a shield. As a matter of fact, a shield is probably one of the very earliest and very first things I would recommend making because it's so useful, you guys. You'll go ahead and craft up that shield. Let me show you how to do that real quick. There, 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 and there. That'll craft you a shield. So I've already got mine, but as a matter of fact, they break really fast. I'm going to go ahead and make another one since I've got the extra iron anyway, guys. Look at all the iron I've got at this point. Holy cow, right? So I'm going to go ahead and tuck my old one in there, and I'm going to go ahead and equip my new one. You're just going to put that in your offhand right there, and now you can go ahead and block with that bad boy. Now, if you hold the right mouse button, you'll go ahead and put your shield up. That will prevent the next attack from hitting you, which is amazing. It will stop projectiles such as arrows, and it will also stop melee attacks like any zombies taking a whack at you or anything like that. So it is incredible, you guys. It will save your life more times than you can count. Now with that, we've got another option as far as mining. I've showed you that you can go ahead and find some of these cave systems that are dotting your area around your home. However, if you don't feel like venturing out at all, you can go ahead and just start the process wherever you're standing. Now, I do recommend that you do not ever dig straight down like that. You never know exactly what can lie underneath that block. It could be lava, or it could be a really far drop into a cave system that you just don't even know that's there. So even though finding one of these open ravines or open cave systems is much easier, you can go ahead and start the process by building just a simple staircase. So I'm going to go ahead and make what I like to call just a little mine entrance. And I'm going to go ahead and put it, I think, right over here. I'm going to go ahead and clear out this tree real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and start digging. Now, with this, I'm going to make it 3 wide. So go ahead and clear out a couple spaces here. And as I mine, I'm going to go ahead and slowly work one step down and just stair step myself into the earth. Now, even though we're stair stepping this, the roof height is really up to you. I always make sure that whenever I'm going up, I'm not bumping my head into the roof above me there. But as far as how high you want it aesthetically, that's completely at your discretion, guys. The big point here is to just go ahead and get a nice smooth staircase going all the way down. You do not have to make the gap as big as I am doing here up, and you can make it bigger if you'd like to. You can make these as wide as you want to. A lot of people, especially early game, will just go ahead and start a nice single file staircase all the way down until they get to the bottom of where they want to go, which is usually, pick up our mine, or pickaxe there, which is usually between Y levels 11, some gravel, Y levels 11 and 13, which are the most prominent levels for diamonds. And what I mean by levels Y11 to 13 is this here. Go ahead and hit your F3 button, and this will show you a breakdown of a lot of very important information related to your system, as well as some information related to your game. So what we're looking at here, take it in nice and slow, guys. We don't need to go into your crazy. I know it's a lot to take in. We're looking on the left-hand side over there where it says X, Y, Z. You'll notice that I'm standing in this tree up here, and the center number says 70. That means that my Y level is 70. If I drop down from this tree, go to where we were mining, you'll see that now 62, 61, 60, 59, and so on. So the point is to go ahead and, like I said, get down to Y levels Y11 to 13. That is going to be the most prominent ones that you can find diamonds at. So another thing to pay attention to while you're mining through the earth here is your sound cues. And an easy way to do that is to go into your options, music and sounds, show subtitles, and you'll actually be able to see a little bit wider variety of what's going on around you. You'll see that we see bat screeches. That's a good indicator that a cave system of some sort is up ahead because they need a certain area to spawn in. So if you're digging one of these staircases down and you want to make it a little easier on yourself, instead of finding one of those surface caves, you're probably going to eventually intersect a cave system anyway. The chances are pretty high. So be listening, or like I said, turn on those subtitles down there and be looking out for things like magma bubbling or bat screeching, stuff like that, because that's a good indicator that you are probably on to something pretty soon. And speak of the devil, there we are. Now, I knew I started this mine shaft pretty close to a cave up there anyway, but we'll go ahead and take a peek down here. It looks like something that we have not yet explored. Oh my lord, we've got a whole party up there. Let's be careful. Now let's use our shield. We're going to block. And usually, yep, I was going to say, usually if you line those skeletons up, they'll actually hit each other. There we go. That's the easiest way to dispatch of them. Let them kill each other. If they hit each other, then they'll just end up shooting each other to death. So, nice and easy for us, guys. No problem. Oh, we've got a good chunk of iron in here, too. I'm going to go ahead and skip over a good lot of the coal for now because we have a huge stockpile of it back at the base, but I'm definitely going to pick up as much of that iron as I can because that's going to come in handy for future projects. See, it's dark up there. Hopefully this pickaxe will last us long enough to get into some daytime before we have to venture back up and get another couple pickaxes. This is, yeah, unfortunately our last one, but that quick little jot into that cave system there earned us 28 more pieces of iron, guys. So again, very, very good idea to just go ahead and explore these cave systems that are nearby because you can quickly obtain your stockpiles of iron without much effort at all. If you happen to run into a couple baddies, don't be scared. It'll be alright. You're going to get through this. Remember your training. Shields up, swords sharp, relentless. That's the motto. Alright, occasionally you're going to run into absolutely heart-wrenching X-File noises, so just know that that's a thing. That just happens. It'll be fine, too. Yep, that's all she wrote. We managed to clear our stairway down to level 27, so I'm going to go ahead and make my way back upstairs. Let's get this stuff into the furnace, craft a couple more pickaxes, and then I want to get all the way down to bedrock, guys. Bedrock is basically the bottom of the world. You cannot break past bedrock, and you would think that bedrock would start at 0 or even 1, but it does not. So there is a couple levels of bedrock that can vary. Let's get inside here before I explain this any further. Oh, can we? I think we can sleep before he comes in the front door. We gotta hurry, though. Nice. All right. We're safe. Let's just hold down the fort. No, this is our house. Get out of here. We don't want any. No. So I made 4 more pickaxes. I topped off our torches. I've got everything organized here, guys. I think it's time to go ahead and head back in there. I think we can go ahead, finish our staircase down to the depths. And let's see if we can hit bedrock. Alright, so we've got our subtitles on still, and you'll see down there that we've got lava pops. So we need to be very careful. At this point, I highly recommend keeping a bucket of water on your bar. Buckets of water will solidify the lava into obsidian, which is a very hard material to break. And in order to break it, you need a diamond pickaxe. So we can't even break it yet. However, if you're on fire or if you're stuck in the lava, it's a really good opportunity to save yourself. So we are officially in diamond country, you guys. You'll see our Y level is at 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. And we are headed down quickly to bedrock. Bedrock is the last 4 levels of the world, which we should be seeing any second now. It is not a flat, oh, of course it would break. It's not a flat plane. Oh, we've got a new resource there, redstone. Instead, it holds a little bit of a rocky level down here. There we go. You'll see there's our first piece of bedrock. And you'll see that we also have stone on the same level. So like I said, it's not all on one same plane. It actually takes up the bottom 4 levels of the world, so it can kind of vary in height a little bit. But these blocks are unbreakable, completely unbreakable. No matter what you do, no matter how many times you hit it with the strongest pickaxe in the whole world, these blocks will never ever break. So, we are at the bottom of the world here. However, we actually found a new resource we haven't seen yet. This is redstone. This is a conductive resource. This right here will actually exhibit a little electrical pulse every time you hit it. You'll see that the block illuminates a little bit. And that is a key indicator of what you can do with that resource, which is craft a whole lot of various electronic and technical components in Minecraft. This is where the game gets a little bit deeper. So redstone is extremely useful, you guys. We will delve into a very wide variety of its uses in the future. For now, we're just going to go ahead and gather that up. And I actually want to get back up here, and I think I'm going to start my journey on my strip mining endeavor at Y level 12. So we are at Y12 here. I'm going to go ahead and start going on this Y axis and start clearing a little bit of space here. So we're going to go in this direction because I hear the lava in this direction. And normally lava, wow. And if I have ever had good luck, there it is, folks. Our very first diamonds of the season. Holy cow, that's probably about 10 blocks away from where I started digging. Unbelievably good luck, you guys. Now, if you're curious about the location of this, there it is right there. And as a matter of fact, I think this is a fantastic episode to release the seed. So I'm going to go ahead and type in seed down there for you guys. I'll take that screen away. And if you want to pause the video here, you can. And that is the seed for this world. So if you're playing on Java, you'd like to go ahead and join this world as well, play along with me, go ahead and type in that seed, and you'll be more than happy to go ahead and join this world as well. This is the exact location of these diamonds that we found here, so enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and get these out of here. Now, I always have a very strict regimen whenever I find my very first diamonds, or any diamonds for that matter. We're going to go ahead and dig around them before we actually dig them up. Again, don't get excited. Don't get blinded by the light here, so to speak, and forget what you're doing, because we still have that lava that is bubbling away nearby. So let's go ahead and dig these around here and see exactly what we're working with, because we don't want those blocks, once we mine them, to actually fall into the lava. That would be terrible. That will instantly destroy the block and we will get no diamonds. So I've got that redstone out of there. Mine that granite away. And I always mine all around them because you have a chance for them to spawn adjacent to each other. I think the largest node of diamonds is 10. We did all right, guys. It looks like we got 4 here. That is a fantastic start. So let's go ahead and mine up our very first diamonds. There we go. And we've got the advancement diamonds. All right, so that is fantastic. We've got our first 4. Like I said, the sweet spot is always going to be Y11 to 13. That's going to be your most common region to find diamonds, you guys. I did not go down here beforehand looking for those. I didn't know they'd be right there, but it's inevitable. If you mine along those coordinates for long enough, I promise you, you will run into some precious materials. Now, I'm going to go ahead and store these away up here. I'm going to sleep, and as soon as I get back down there to the bottom, I'm actually going to keep that path headed in that same direction. But then I'm going to start branching out. Like I said, this is going to be a branch mine. Just like the branches of a tree, we're going to start branching out on that first main path. Oop, we have some monsters nearby. We're going to start branching out on that first main path. That way we can start clearing a much larger area and maximizing the amount of diamonds and precious resources that we can actually obtain. So let's be real careful here. Ooh, I missed that arrow, but I ended up hitting the guy in the back. That was nice. If you're ever short on arrows, right after the nightfall, after the skeletons all burn up, is a really good time to go out because all their drops will just be kind of lingering around everywhere. So it's a really good opportunity to get some free bones and some free arrows if you're running low. Alright, so we're back down here. We've still got that lava, and I think I'm going to go ahead and try to find, there it is right there. I want to go ahead and start to isolate this stuff a little bit. And not to mention, I was going to say before, lava usually is a good key indicator that there's like a small cave system, or it might be a larger cave system if you're lucky or nearby. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to actually click the water directly onto the lava. I'm going to put it above the lava. I'm going to set it there and just let it drift all over the top of that. That's going to go ahead and solidify all that lava into obsidian, and now we can freely walk across it. Will do 0 damage to you at this point. So now we can go ahead and start moving forward through this cave, seeing if we find anything else worthwhile. Now, see, I even have subtitles on, and I did not hear that lava, and I did not see a single subtitle come up. There's still not one. It just says item plops and footsteps. That's it. So be very, very cautious. See, there it is finally. One little lava pop because it's a very, very small section of lava here. So whenever you're digging around, do not ever dig the block right below your foot or anything because you could potentially be putting yourself in a very bad position, guys. I see some redstone tucked away in this corner over here. Now the lava is going to be possibly, oops, see we lost a little bit of redstone there, is possibly going to be more than just one single layer deep. So be careful. If you happen to dig around the outskirts of it here, you might run into more pockets of it, just like that there. Alright, we're just going to keep on going. Now my favorite way to do this is I do the 3 tall tunnel. I'm at Y level 12, right smack dab in the middle of old diamond country there. I'm going to go ahead and do 3 tall just so I get a nice exposure of blocks above me and to the side of me. I can really see what's all around me here. And I'm going to go a good chunk down here. I'm not going to count, but I'm going to say anywhere between 30 to 50 is a good number. And then we're going to start to branch off from there, guys. In addition to that, every 5 or so blocks is a good idea to put a torch so you don't get any spawns. So we're going to put our torch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, place a torch, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just count 4, 5, and place a torch. Now while you're doing mining down here, it might be a better idea for you and a lot more simple, instead of having to shift between items on your hotbar down there, is go ahead and place your torches in your offhand instead of your torch. That way whenever you're going through here and you're mining up your path, every 5th block, like I said, whenever you need to place one down, you can just go ahead and right click on the ground wherever you need to and quickly place it without ever having to miss a beat. And you'll see at this level, we get all kinds of resources, guys. This is a really, really good way to get a little bit of everything. And it's a safe way, too. Because if you're not going through those cave systems, if you're worried about having to fight monsters, that's completely understandable. That is when this method comes in handy instead. Go ahead and build your staircase all the way down until you're at a comfortable Y level, and then you can start strip mining or branch mining like I like to do, and just gaining as many resources as you possibly can with very, very little risk to you at all. Alright, and we finally have another new block here, guys. We are getting close to finding all the blocks, I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me place my torch down here. This right here is lapis lazuli, or lapis lazuli, or just lapis. I've heard it called a bajillion things at this point, but this is a really useful resource in itself. This is useful for enchanting, and it can be used as a dye as well. It has some other various uses, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Its big one is going to be enchanting, and I think that's going to be one of the next steps coming up soon is enchanting. So if you're looking for some guide on how to do that, don't worry guys, that's coming real soon. So in our subtitles and our audio cues there, I can definitely hear a whole lot of zombies. So we have got some kind of big cave system, possibly ravine. Oh yes, we have got a bit of a ravine here, guys. So look at here. We have a very, very low to the world ravine, which could expose quite a bit of diamonds for us. These are extremely dangerous though, guys. Look at all the monsters around. So we've got zombies, we've got endermen, we've got creepers down there. We've got a little bit of everything. So we have to be very, very careful here, guys. But these are great because they have a lot of exposed resources right for the picking. You just have to know how to get through here. And remember, keep your water bucket on the ready because now more than ever it is going to be important. Woo! See, there we go. You got to be ready for anything. Holy cow. That was wild. Go ahead. There we go. Get him down. Alright. That spider's just going to burn up. Yep, that was dumb. Okay. Okay, so I think we can go ahead and come all the way back to where we came into the area. I don't see any exposed diamonds or anything like that yet. I see that redstone, see the iron, but nothing really worth risking our lives over here. So let's move a little bit more cautiously up this ravine this way because, yeah, I was going to say, I think I hear a zombie. Not to mention I saw a creeper up that way. Alright, he's stuck in the river. Alright, well, now that we're up here, we can actually kind of reassess and see that this might possibly be two different ravines that are intersecting one another. This is a very, very weird setup here, but this is dangerous. This is very, very dangerous, you guys. So I don't think I'm going to venture too much further, too much deeper in here right now. I definitely want to get some better gear before we start delving too deep in these areas. I think we might be biting off a little bit more than we could chew at this point, but you got to know where your limitations are. And this early in the game, we are geared with iron, but the further and further we get away from home, the further or the harder it's going to be, excuse me, is going to be if we happen to die, getting our stuff back. So let's not take that risk right now. Let's just get back onto track. And I think instead of going this direction, we'll actually take our little path, call that good for this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go ahead and place our torch there. And I'm going to go ahead and head back the other direction. Unbelievable, guys. This, I can't even believe that. Look at that. What, the other diamonds were like, what, right here, right? Like, that's like 10 blocks away, and this is like 5 blocks this direction? Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. The luck here is unbelievable. But like I said, guys, this is prime diamond country. This is the levels you need to be mining at if you're wanting to find diamonds and other resources in abundance. So let's get these out of here. And I think, I don't want to call it too early, but I think we just lucked out and we got a real big vein, guys. This looks really promising. This could be an 8, 9, 10 vein possibly. Wow. Well, it's not an 8, 9, 10, but it is a 6, and I will absolutely take that. That is wonderful, you guys. Holy cow. That is 6 more diamonds to add on to the roster of goodies that we got. And it's nighttime again. I'm not going to head up there. Instead, we're going to close out this episode and showing you the actual way to branch mine. Now, I didn't want to venture down this path too much. I just went a couple blocks in here. I think maybe 10-15 blocks I think will suffice. But I want to show you what I meant about branch mining. So even though this method of going down to a Y level of 11, 12, 13, even 10, anywhere in that vicinity, guys, that you feel comfortable with, you can start mining for diamonds and precious resources. But the most efficient way is to go ahead and start you a good path like this, right along here, and then start branching out. So if we were to come in here, let's say that we come in, let's go on to our 5th one. Perfect, right here. And we're going to start another branch, just exactly like the one we did here. And we're going to start in this direction. And we're going to come next door. We're going to skip 2 blocks. Because if we skip 2, we come to this one here. Now, no matter what, the branches of our tree, the branches of our mine, will be able to see all of the ores that we need to in between. Because on this side, we're able to see all of this row of blocks. And on this side, we're able to see all of this row of blocks. So now you can keep doing this continuous repetition all the way down, and this is the most efficient way to find the absolute most resources you possibly can. So you're going to just keep doing this over and over, and you can keep going in each direction too. So once you go that direction and you feel like you've gone a sufficient amount away from your home, then you can go to this direction. You see what I'm talking about, guys? Look at this real short area that we found here. We've got iron in abundance. We've got redstone. We've got more iron there. And remember, we can see both sides of this vein here. So if we were digging down this one, we would have seen this vein. And if we're digging down this one, we would have seen the same vein. So then we are guaranteed that no matter what, we're not going to miss any resources, guys. We're going to hit every single bit that we possibly can, which is great. Well, with tons of diamonds, tons of iron, tons of resources in hand, I think that this episode ended up being a complete success. I apologize for the first rendition of this episode being a complete loss, but I hopefully made it up to you guys, showed you a couple of the ways that I like to obtain early game resources. I showed you simple caving techniques. I showed you strip mining. I showed you how to get down to the Y levels that you need to. And I showed you our seed that we're working on too, guys. I hope that you had a really great time. Hopefully the spider friend over here doesn't interrupt us and try to take my head off, but I appreciate it so much, guys, you hanging out with me, watching. And if you like what you've seen, please drop a like, subscribe, share with all your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.